Welcome to another S&P 500 analysis. Today is February 8, 2023. Today we saw a little bit of a consolidation after yesterday's wild swing type of a day. So looking at the index here, you see the S&P 500 closed down just a little bit over 1%, lost 46 points. You can see the indexes on this table here. The Nasdaq was the worst performer. The Nasdaq 100 lost 1.83%, over 230 points. But year to date is still gaining a little bit over 14%. And the Dow Jones Transportation also lost a little bit over 0.5% today, but is still holding a gain almost 15% year to date. The worst performer year to date is still the Dow Jones Industrial. So right now the market seems to be holding here right now. But I'm going to show you that most likely we're going to see a little bit more pullback in the near term. And we talked about that in the previous video. So I'm going to go back and show you how it pans out today and gave us a little bit of a heads up to look for potential pullback in the coming days. So stay tuned. Let's start off looking at this intraday chart of the S&P 500 along with some of the internals. Here you see that the S&P 500 opened gap down, and here about 15 minutes before lunch hour on the East Coast, it put in a low of the day. Then it sort of just kind of chopped around throughout the day until half an hour before the close, it put in just a marginally lower low, the low of the day. Then it starts just kind of chop around here to do its little OpX pen. Looking at the up-down volume ratio, you can see that just early on, a little bit choppy up and down, positive and negative. Then once it gets settled down after almost an hour of trading, then it remained pretty much favor the down volume throughout the entire session and close close to 2-1 in favor of the down volume. Now the VIX, although the VIX, if you look at the absolute percentage change, it actually came up 5%. It came up 0.97, right? But if we look at in the perspective of relative to where the fear is, between the 20 and 30 box and below the 20. So yesterday it was 18 something, and so today 19.57. Not that much change, but in terms of percentage, it's over 5% increase. Right now, I think the market is still just kind of cautious, not getting into the fear mode yet. And on the put call ratio, you see that it's still sitting up above this 0.75. Came down a little bit yesterday. We saw it was somewhere around 0.8. Today it's sitting at 0.78. And also the advanced decline, we saw over 1,000 more declining issue than advancing issue in the New York Stock Exchange. And here you see that we remember yesterday I talked about the potential negative divergence on this AD line. And here we're seeing this negative divergence develop now. See that the AD line is lower than the previous low, but you notice that the S&P 500 close is higher than the previous low. So we are seeing a negative divergence. Expect the S&P 500 to pull back in the coming day. And here in the Nasdaq market, we see that the Nasdaq 100 closed down 1.8%, a little bit over 232 points. And the up-down volume ratio is 3-1 in favor of the down volume, and almost 2,000. It's 1,912 more declining stock than advancing stock. And looking at the Nasdaq 52-week high versus 52-week low, we see that there were 98 stock make 52-week high versus 48 make 52-week low. And here the advanced decline line, again, remember we also mentioned about the potential negative divergence in the coming days, and we are seeing that right now, just like we saw earlier on the S&P 500. So expect these indexes, the Nasdaq market also start pulling back like the S&P 500. Starting with the ESE mini S&P 500, this is the market profile chart. As you see today, there's no high, no poor low or poor high. It did leave a single print here, so that need to get resolved in the future. And here's the, I haven't marked off the point of control yet. So tomorrow we'll see will it be able to come up to this POC and come up here and fill this single print near the 4150, or will it just come down and continue head down and see would it gain enough momentum? The seller, would they be strong enough to fill the single prints that left behind from February 1st? They were able to fill partially, but unable to get below this point to fill this. So today is inside day, so maybe tomorrow it will dip below this 4100 and come down, fill the single print, and then possibly even come down and tag this point of control at 40.79 1/4. And looking at the candlestick chart for the ES, this is a 60-minute chart here. Okay, I have labeled some of these virgin or untagged value area high and the virgin point of control. So the level that I'll be watching, that I will be watching tomorrow, is first is to see would it be able to come up and take out this value area high at 41.46.5. If it could come up, then basically I'm looking for this thing to move up to tag, try to come up and tag this value area high at 41.95 1/4. Now, if it is unable to get above this value area high, or even unable to even come up here and break this 41.26, this value area low, this 41.26 3/4, I continue to look for this point of control here, this 41.11.75 to get tagged, and then also be looking at this 4100.25, this value area low to get tagged. Then depending on the downside momentum, then we're basically looking for this point of control down here at 40.78 1/4 and this lower range of the weekly expected move. And looking at the chart for the SPY, this is a 60-minute chart also. The level that I'll be watching will be this value area high at 412.14. If it is able to get above that, then I'll be watching it to push up to this value area high at 417.04. Now, if it is unable to get to this value area high and it breaks below this value area low at 410.23, then I'll be looking at this virgin point of control at 408.92 as the first potential target, and then the value area low at 407.78 as the next potential target. Then depending on the downside momentum, I'll be looking for this virgin point of control down here at 405.42 and the lower range of the weekly expected move. And that's today's recap of the market. If you find this video to be informative and useful, and you are new to this channel, be sure to subscribe by clicking that subscribe button, and also be sure to smash that thumbs up to help promote this video. Thank you for watching and stay safe.